everybody. Deanna, CEO and founder of IKAGG, I Know a Guy/Gal, back again with another fantastic IKAGG interview today with the amazing Allison Knaup of LegalShield and IDShield, here to tell you all the fantastic things about her and her business. Allison, welcome to the IKAGG interview.
Hey, thanks, Deanna. I've been so excited about this. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So tell me all about you and how you got involved in such a fantastic company.
Okay, well, I wear several hats in my life, as many entrepreneurs do. I was actually a teacher in the classroom whenever a friend called me up just to catch up. We hadn't talked in a little while. And I asked him, hey, what are you doing? He had a big move cross country to the lovely island of Hawaii. And I said, well, so what are you doing there? And he ends up saying LegalShield. And I say, tell me more about that.
Yeah.
And so he did, of course. And I love it because I'm very transparent. I consider myself a consumer advocate because I was that person who was like, I don't know about that legal thing, but you said something about identity theft.
Ooh,
I've been looking for something. I had taken some financial classes a few years before, and I've been looking for a product that wasn't just going to take my money and do the things that I could do for myself as a consumer. We can look up a lot of our stuff, our own information. So I said, well, what I'm hearing is it can do more for me than I could ever imagine doing for myself. It can look in places I could never have permission to look at. And he said, absolutely. So anyway, so I said, yeah. And then we went back and revisited the LegalShield piece. And I think for myself, because I was in a profession where it matters what my reputation is, like my reputation precedes me, it follows me, all of those things. And if something were to be compromised in my reputation, and I've had this happen to people I know in my life where there's accusations or something comes up somewhere else, or maybe it's not even you. And it's a false accusation. So all of those things, I thought, I do need something like an intercom to a law firm where they're going to be there for me, not with any other agenda whatsoever, but to be proactive, but also reactive when necessary.
Yeah. I love that because I think a lot of people, they don't realize how having a lawyer, I say, in my back pocket, because the app, we'll get into that, but the LegalShield IDShield is an app and you literally can carry it around in your pocket at any time. I think we are all, for the most part, reactive to when we get into a situation and we don't know what to do or how to do it. And then you don't want to be in the midst of a crisis and then have to go look for a lawyer or look for what your rights are. That's the last time you should have to do that. You want to be able to be proactive, like you said. So tell me more about how both the IDShield and the LegalShield work for my benefit.
Absolutely. So I love it. It's a perfect marriage. And I went through a situation where I needed both. So my information had been compromised. Someone had it. And so I picked up the phone and I called what makes us stand out in the marketplace is private licensed investigators. So I spoke directly to an investigator who advised me on the next steps to do. And, did I want them to guide me through that? Did I want them to be on the phone with me? Absolutely, yes, because it's a stressful situation.
Right.
And then also when we talked about, there were very specific things that were going on in my situation that I hadn't thought of. And so just having a conversation with someone who's an expert who understands how the criminal might be thinking, and I don't, or pretend to. And so they were like, oh, well, we want to do this, right? So the strategy, until they said to me, 30 days later, they said, Allison, you have taken every step that you can take at this moment, but guess what? You have us. As long as you have your membership, if anything else pops up, give us a call back. Well, so they do whatever it takes as long as it takes. So that's the first thing. Then in my particular situation, the person was caught. That is, and I hate to say it's not always the case.
Yeah.
But they were caught, and there were court proceedings. I'd never been to anything but traffic court. I never ever wanted to do that again. So I certainly didn't want to do the court thing again. And they led me through the next several months of court proceedings. And I'm sorry if anybody that represents the court is listening, but my rights as a victim in the situation were not given the proper consideration. I'm trying to say that nicely. And, and so if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have had the conversations I had with the prosecuting attorney. I wouldn't have followed up on things. I just wouldn't have felt very confident in that situation. And the entire time I knew, hey, I've got somebody who can help me have access to my rights, which is great. Yeah. And then that person, there were other things, residual things that happened after that. And so for probably about the next year, and I just can't put a price tag on that, because I didn't have to interrupt my business. I didn't have to interrupt my life, very, very short amounts of time. And I didn't have to have sleepless nights and the amount of stress and things like that. When I can think back to prior to having this membership, the things that I would stress about, the things that I would lose sleep over, and maybe walk around life and not know what to do. And all I could do was tell a story or post it on social media, and I didn't know how to fix things. So that's how they work together.
I absolutely love that. And that's, I think, what sets LegalShield and IDShield apart, is that you can be proactive. You can know that you have experts available for you 24/7. And I think what puts us at comfort, being clients of yours for sure, is that no matter what the situation is, I don't have to have a business attorney. I don't have to have an estate planning attorney. I don't have to have, a traffic lawyer. I don't have to go out and find all the different ones depending on what I need. I know that one phone call can get me in touch with the people that I need to talk to the most, should a situation arise. And you're a fantastic resource too, by the way. Like, we had a situation a couple months ago, and our conversation was to you first, what should we do? What is the best way to approach it? And so what do you love about what you do? I'm guessing it's helping people like us who just have no clue where to start. And I'm sorry, friends, but Google is not a lawyer. Google should not be the ones advising you on your rights or what to do if, your identity gets stolen. So that should
absolutely. So, I think I love it is, going back to what I shared about my background, I know that I'm an educator at heart. I know that that's something that I'm wired for. And so I love being able to educate people, just like I needed that education. I needed to shift my mindset from using, not using, let's be honest, I wasn't really using attorneys in my life, but knowing that I'm making better decisions in my life because I have the access. And then also not feeling backed into a corner or wondering what to do, and asking the people at a party or Google, or like you said, or your uncle, your Uncle Joe, who may never have used attorneys in their life, to make decisions. And so I love that aspect of being able to educate people. I'm a little more hands-on than some of my business partners and peers in that, and I raise my hand and say, I choose this. In that I love to tell people how to have those conversations, because at the end of the day, an attorney is a trained brain, in my opinion. I mean, they are a brain on the other end of the phone that we're talking to. And so they do have the customer service training. That's a big portion of how we stand out in the marketplace. But how do you have those conversations with them? And if you're not satisfied, I want to be your first phone call, because I want to know what we can do to bring about that satisfaction and a better outcome for all of my members.
Yeah. Education is a huge part of what you do. And that's what I value about our relationship as well. Like if I ever have a question, I know I can go straight to you, but your social media is filled with amazing information as well. The interesting thing is I think there might be a lot of misconceptions with what you do and how you do it. So what are some common ones that you run across, maybe when you're meeting people for the first time, or you're just having a conversation with them about what you do?
Yeah, and I think people just don't know that when we have these designated law firms across all of North America, so that's US and Canada,
Mhm.
um, I don't think they can grasp how that's possible. I don't think they can grasp how these are AV, top AV rated. And AV is one of those scales that they use in the bar association and in the attorney world to rate and so they're peer rated as well, so they're rated by their peers. And of course, there's the record. What is their record of good service to their clients?
That's amazing.
So I don't think people think that, and so we kind of laugh about that sometimes in when I'm giving a presentation. Sometimes we'll laugh out and say, what kind of attorney am I getting? Did
Yeah.
they pass the bar, for $29.95?
The
Did they pass
bottom
the
of
bar?
the barrel are the ones
Yeah.
that join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
No.
they at the bar? Are they under the bar? What is it? And so, no, we don't take just fresh out of law school attorneys.
No.
They have to have a number of years of experience. And actually, I can say in the law firm here in my state, they have an average of 19 years experience for the attorneys in the law firm. And our law firm has been with us for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
So even though we have the ability as a company, this is how our system is totally different too. They're on contract for a certain number of days. And if they're not meeting our standards of customer service and of doing good business,
Yeah.
then we have the ability to, in a moment, switch those phone lines because
Wow.
we own them, and we own the phone lines, not the law firm, but we own the phone
Yeah,
lines.
yeah.
And we can switch those phone lines, and our members would never know that there was a beat that was skipped, right? So there are, that's the thing that is probably lacking in the greater world of legal access is, what do you do if something's not vibing right with an attorney, or they're not representing you and fighting for your best interests?
Yeah.
You gave them probably thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
and your only option is to say, walk away and find somebody else. So I like that we have that. And
that you guys are holding these high standards in such a way that the attorneys have to continually prove that they are worthy of partnering with your company. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. Good
Yes.
stuff.
I love that too.
So going into 2023, what are some goals that you have? I mean, people may be watching this in 2023 or even 2024, but right now we're at the tail end of 2022. And just as you go into the new year, or just as you continue to grow your business, what are you looking forward to?
So I would say two things. I want to continue to partner with more small businesses, meaning that we can protect their business from the business owner standpoint. And then also, there's a big gap in the employment sector right now, too. Everybody's hiring. I mean, who isn't hiring? You do a great post on Saturdays asking who's hiring. I thought, just everybody. And so what are people doing with their benefits package? Are they making people feel like they're taken care of? And we can be a no cost option as an employee benefit. So, and we have great success with that. We have a high rate of participation with that. Awesome. And people do take, it creates some loyalty. And I know that as a teacher, I was taking my plan time, I was taking my lunch time, I was taking all kinds of time, and I wasn't completely present if I was going through something in my life.
Right.
We help eliminate that, or I should say lessen that, because things can be taken care of and people know they can be on their job and do a better job. So there's that. So I want to grow that relationship.
Yeah.
And then also, again, along that education piece, I was just thinking as I was driving the other day, I thought, you know what? I've really wanted to do some speaking, to have some speaking opportunities. So to get in front of people and help them understand what really is identity theft, what really is this different model of legal, or just taking any of those topics and being able to talk with people about what their rights are in this country and how we really can live up to what's on the side of the Supreme Court building of equal justice under the law.
It's amazing. Absolutely fantastic and inspiring. And so, friends, I strongly encourage you to get to know Allison, to reach out to her. She is a wealth of knowledge. She is a connector at heart. She knows a ton of people and is a giver as well, and absolutely is inspiring to watch in that realm on a daily basis. So I am proud to know her and call her friend. And if you want to reach out to her, Allison, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
So on my website, I'll try to be easy about this, and it's kind of catchy. So Knaup 22, because Michael Jordan, I played basketball. Michael Jordan was my favorite. The 23 was taken whenever I came to the company, right? So Knaup 22.
Yeah.
And then that is ladiesofjustice.com. So ladiesofjustice.com. There's a contact me there. Or I will also throw out there, I'll throw out my phone number. And so it's 314-610-9295. All right, cool.
And we'll put all of her information in the show notes and in the posts as well. You can get a hold of her in all sorts of ways. She's on Facebook. She's in the IKAGG directory, of course. Do not hesitate to reach out to her, because I guarantee not only will what she offers provide you with peace of mind, but the education aspect that she brings along with it will for sure help you feel prepared and be prepared for whatever situation life throws at you. So thank you, friend. It's been a pleasure and an honor to interview you today. Everybody, that's been the IKAGG interview. Have a great day. Allison, we'll chat soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
You're
Bye
welcome.
for now.
Bye.